am here to pay my gratitude, to thank you for all the help you have given me in the previous year. And I am also here to explain certain developments which have taken place recently. You must be thinking that why after 40 years, for what reason I have left the party. So I have been giving statements in the papers, but I think it's my responsibility to explain it to you, that what's the reason. I know I am pained to do, I was pained to do that. If you are associated with any organization for 40 years, you don't think that it is so easy to leave it. But when I sensed it, I watched it. When I went to people, I went to many villages. Almost about 452 meetings I did held. From 19th of November till 5th of March. I saw everywhere people had disenchantment with the party. Reason was that equal development is not taking place. Equal opportunities are not being given to the people to develop. Jobs are not provided in ratio to the population or the area. Some of the areas are backward and some of the areas have been progressing at the cost of other areas. Was guiding me. If I would say that I was taking guidance from them, I am not wrong. That there has to be a decision which joins the party. At least you must take up the cause of the people. If you are only interested to become an MLA, if you are only interested to continue and you don't want to raise a voice, then there is no, it's futile. There is no reason you should continue like that. And my personal experience also. IMT I was fighting for. You will understand very well that industrial modern township हमें सजा दी गई है, वाला दे दिया गया. This is the difference. Because of IMT, Gurgaon is on quite ahead of us. The city is good. It's one of the best cities, not in the country or maybe in the world. Now, IMT was only, some people did oppose it. The opposition was nothing else, but they wanted remuneration for their lands in consonance with the prevailing prices. And I vociferously advocate their demand. But why should anybody sell his land for less than what he is going to get? Why should he not get more price? Why should he check for his land which he is going to part with? And the land which we were selecting, close to Pujokrasa, which is butting into Punjab area, it has not been irrigated by canal water. And the water level is also, table is also very low. But the only problem was that if you can give 40 lakhs of rupees per acre in Rohtak, why can't 40 lakhs be given in Ambala? That's the only question. When you denied it, then it was valid on their part to say that we will not allow unless we have not given a price. Section 4 was given, you are well aware of it. Section 6 was not given within a stipulated period. When you will not go over Section 6 notice, after the Section 4 notice, it is automatic that Section 4 will cease to exist. That is what has happened over my IMT. And what has happened, not only that there is no IMT, it is the lakhs of people, those who could get jobs over there. It is worth hundreds of crores, the capital investment which would have come to that place. We have lost that. And in Rohtak there was another IMT which was planned that time. It has started working. 22,000 crores have been invested in that IMT. Thousands of jobs have been provided the same day. In one day the notification was given for Ambala and Rohtak. But Ambala could not come because, I am going to say it very categorically, the will of the government was not there. Otherwise, they would have announced the same price for the lands as they have announced in Rohtak. Listen to it. Nobody paid any heed to it. Then there was another question. Lately we were seeing that the ratio of the jobs, I will give you figures. Recently there have been 1100 Patwaris selected for in Haryana. I am not wrong, only 4 posts have come to Ambala out of 1100. I want to ask a question. Do you agree that the boys from our area have no education qualification? ऐसा मेरे को कोई सोच भी नहीं सकता. They were deserving it, but they were not given. Very simple. In an interview where people who are being interviewed are very well educated, some of them are MCAs, BCA, MSc, some of them are PhD also. But the people who are taking their interview, some of them are only not even BA passed. They are not even graduates. How can you, under the law of nature, how can they assess whom to give marks and whom not to give marks? But further than that, for supposition, if there is a person who is getting 80 marks and there is another competitor who is holding 60 marks at first division, or like these days first division it doesn't matter much, but in our times first division was very rare. For a person who is having 60, if the person sitting and taking interview gives him 26 marks out of 30, which are interview marks, and the person who is having 80 marks and he has been given 5 only, the boy who scored 60 will get the job. That is the modus operandi being adapted. To deny jobs to them who are deserving, and to give it to them who are not deserving, it, but only because they are to be adjusted. This system has to be scrapped. My second endeavor was that please do away with interview system. Nothing much I am asking for. Just do away with the interview system, nothing else. Anybody within the given parameters which are set by the government for giving any job, the qualification, the experience, whatever other parameters have been set, within those parameters, if there are 500 jobs, if there are 40,000 people have given application, you put it to the computer, in accordance with the qualifications you have set it, and the parameters you have set. The computer can be, through a software, can give you the list from number 1 to 40,000, that who stands first, second, third, fourth. Then why can't we take 500 people, the first 500 people out of the 40,000, and give them jobs because they deserve, they qualify for it? What is wrong with it?